Hey, rising interest rates are a concern, but what worries you more? Getting approved for a mortgage in the first place or the ongoing costs of owning a home? In today's episode of Top Dog Tips, we'll tackle the hot topic of navigating mortgages in today's evolving economic landscape. We're joined by Laura Sawatzky, a seasoned mortgage professional at First Avenue Financial. Laura will guide us through the latest trends and challenges facing a wide range of borrowers, from first-time home buyers to seasoned investors. So tune in and learn how to make informed decisions about your mortgage in this dynamic market environment. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into the ever-changing world of financing with Laura Sawatzky, a seasoned mortgage professional with a deep understanding of navigating financing in today's evolving market. Laura has extensive experience in both the residential and commercial lending. So following our earlier question about raising interest rates and affordability concerns, for especially first-time homebuyers, Laura's here to help us unpack the latest trends and challenges facing borrowers of all stripes. So thanks for joining us, Laura.
Hi, Greg. I'm happy to be here.
Let's jump right in. So Laura, the path, being in the mortgage industry, why don't you share a little bit about how you got into it and what keeps you going?
Well, it was my previous career. I was a mortgage broker, or a paralegal, and it was the year 2006. And if people recall that, the market then, it was crazy busy. It was June 30th. It was my son's graduation that day. I had 40 closings that day. The lawyer left at noon and left me there to do all the closings, and I missed my son's graduation. That day, I determined I was getting out of the legal industry and gonna do mortgages, which I was familiar with anyways at the time.
Yeah, the lawyer probably rued the day that he left at noon.
Yeah. What drives me, Greg, is there's this one couple that comes to mind. Their names are Sarah and Michael, and they were both young professionals, madly in love, and dreamt of starting a family. Owning a home felt like the next big step. They saved diligently, researched neighborhoods, and were full of excitement. But then the mortgage application process hit them like a cold wave. They were confused, frustrated, and there were even a few tears in their meetings with traditional banks. The numbers just weren't aligning, and their dreams seemed to be slipping away. That's when they were referred to us at First Avenue Financial. When they walked into our office, the worry lines on their faces were unmistakable. But as we talked, I saw a spark of determination in their eyes, and they weren't ready to give up on their dream. We dove deep into their financial situation and future goals. It wasn't about finding a mortgage. It was about crafting a solution that fit their needs. It took some creative thinking and collaboration, but eventually found the perfect fit. I remember the day they took possession of their home. The transformation was incredible. The worry lines were replaced by pure joy and a sense of accomplishment. They hugged each other, and tears, this time tears of happiness and relief. They were finally homeowners ready to build their future together. I've made my mortgage career helping people achieve dreams by solving problems. Seeing the joy on Sarah and Michael's faces is exactly why I'm so passionate about my career in the mortgage industry. The process can be very overwhelming for couples like Sarah and Michael. Navigating those challenges and ultimately achieving homeownership, that's incredibly rewarding.
Wow, what a great story, and what a great illustration of the impact that you can have and you had have on people's lives. So I can see how it inspires you to keep continuing doing what you're doing. So very emotional, and again, brings back memories to when I first tried to get a mortgage. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? It'll never happen.
Yeah.
You're clearly passionate about helping people with home ownership. Speaking of challenges, the mortgage process can be fairly complex, especially in today's market, and especially with, our lives seem to be more complex every day. So building on your experience, what are some of the critical factors or challenges that people are facing when they're seeking financing today? One
of the biggest one would be qualification because of our stress test. The stress test is your mortgage rate plus 2% is what you have to qualify for. Another one would be getting pre-qualified without income information. A good example of this might be a client may think they're guaranteed 40 hours a week, but then we get the employment letter and it states that they're casual. In this case, we will need 2 years employment history with his employer to average their income. Another big one is we get this weekly, Googling rates. Rates advertised are 99% of the time for owner-occupied insured purchase with less than 20% down. Rates are different for insured, insurable, and uninsurable mortgages, owner-occupied, and rental properties.
Sometimes Google is not our friend. Okay, hey, thanks, Laura. That's pretty insightful. So, given the complexities that you mentioned, can you share your top 3 tips for people considering utilizing the services of a mortgage broker such as yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Keep all lines of credits and credit cards below 50% of their limits, as we never know when the bank will report to Equifax or TransUnion. The closer the balance is to the limit, the further your score will drop. Don't purchase any large items on credit before the mortgage funds. Lenders do pre-audit fundings, and if they see a new loan or mortgage, it could be canceled. Never use 2 brokers at the same time. The reason being is I could package the mortgage differently than the other broker or bank. If the same institution or insurer sees the deal packaged differently, it could raise flags and the mortgage could be declined.
It reeks of people trying to outsmart the system, right? If 2 is better than 1, isn't it? And in this case, absolutely not. Cool. So those are some great tips and some great advice, Laura. Especially a tip about keeping the credit card balances low. Just because you've got a $30,000 line of credit on your credit card, it's you actually don't have $30,000. You got a risk of $30,000 that goes against your borrowing profile. So the more of that you use, the less you have to borrow, like less strength of your borrowing. So that's something that I learned the hard way. But well, I didn't have somebody like you tell me what to do. So that brings a point. It can be a pretty crowded space, Laura, with so many mortgage brokers out there. Are there any common pitfalls or challenges or things that potential clients should be aware of when they're actually going and choosing a broker?
Yeah, there's a few differences. A good mortgage broker should be focused on finding the best solution for your situation, not just closing the deal. Be wary of high pressure tactics or brokers who seem more interested in their commission than your financial goals. Transparency is huge. A reputable broker will be upfront about all the fees involved, including origination fees, processing fees, and any third-party charges. It's important to ask questions and to get a clear breakdown of the costs before moving forward. For example, an A-lender residential mortgage, there should be no broker fees as we are all compensated by the lenders. Another pitfall is to work with a broker who has limited access to lenders. It's important to choose a broker with a wide network, like us at First Avenue Financial, to ensure you get the best possible rates and terms. Greg, it's all about personalization. You want a broker who will analyze your individual needs, ensure the financing aligns with your long-term goals, whether it's for a home or commercial financing.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Thank you for that. So, these days, people's lives sometimes get a little messy, get a little complicated, and can have serious implications, especially when trying to qualify for financing and mortgages. So can you share a real-life example of where your expertise made a significant difference for a client going through some challenges?
Definitely, for sure. This couple, Greg and Lori, they're going through a divorce, and it was already a whirlwind of emotional turmoil, and sorting finances just added another layer of frustration. They envisioned fresh starts, new homes, but standard bank procedures threw a wrench in their plans. What was the problem? Alimony. Banks treated the alimony Greg paid as 100% debt, while only considering 33% of the alimony Lori received as income. The financial imbalance made qualifying for separate mortgages nearly impossible. The dream of moving on, establishing independent lives, felt like it was slipping through their fingers. Frustration gnawed at them. Could they ever escape these financial entanglements? That's when they were referred to us at First Avenue Financial. I, with my team, didn't just see numbers on a page. We saw Greg and Lori, 2 people caught in a financial quagmire. With our in-depth knowledge, First Avenue Financial worked with Greg and Lori's lawyers and accountants to restructure the complete alimony agreement. It wasn't changing the overall amount or who got paid what, but about presenting it in a way that facilitated mortgage qualification for both parties. The result? A huge sigh of relief. With the restructured financial arrangement, Greg and Laurie were able to secure their own mortgages, and finally they could move forward, not just legally, but with the homes of their dreams. This wasn't about securing loans, it was about peace of mind. We were able to help Greg and Laurie close a difficult chapter and open a door to new beginnings.
Wow. Talk about going above and beyond the regular services of a mortgage broker. I mean, you get right involved deep into their personal lives, into their financial team. And, the only way that you can actually come to a resolution for a complex situation like that is to get in, understand it, have the creativity and have the knowledge to do that. So, wow, incredibly powerful. I'm sure they're I don't know what they're doing now, but I'm sure they're pretty happy right now.
Yeah, great. It's all about working as a team, and lawyers do what lawyers do, accountants do what accountants do, I do what I do, but when we all get together, we could come to a great solution.
So I mentioned before, it's a pretty crowded space. There's a lot of different mortgage brokers that are out there, and just some of the stories you've shared really beginning to help me form an idea about what makes you different. But maybe in your words, Laura, what is it that sets First Avenue Financial apart from all the other brokers that are out there?
What truly sets First Avenue Financial apart is our commitment to personalized service with long-term planning. We go beyond simply finding a mortgage. We become your financial planner throughout the entire process. I have clients call me if they can buy a car and I'm not even doing their mortgage for another year. In-depth consultation. We start with a thorough consultation to understand your unique financial situation, goals, and future aspirations. It's not just about the house you're buying today, but how your mortgage fits into your overall financial picture. We have tailored solutions based on your needs. We leverage our extensive network of lenders to find the absolute best loan options with competitive rates and terms. We educate and believe in transparency. We walk you through every step of the process, explain all the details of your loan options, and answer any questions you have in clear, understandable English. We have streamlined communication. You'll have a dedicated mortgage professional by your side throughout the entire journey. They'll handle all the communication with lenders and keep you informed every step of the way. And then our commitment just doesn't end then. We're here to provide ongoing support and answer any questions you might have down the road. We at First Avenue Financial, we understand that getting a mortgage can be stressful. Our goal is to make the process as smooth and efficient as possible while ensuring you get the financing that sets you up for long-term success.
Wow, it's a powerful takeaway, and it's really clear that, again, I mentioned you go way beyond the expected, and it sounds to me like you really become a true long-term partner with your clients, really helping them through this and helping them really understand, to bring them to making the best decision for their situation. But part of that making that decision is you walk them step by step, and you're transparent, and you remove a lot of the mystery out of the whole process. So yeah, I can see why you and your team are so successful. So thank you very much. That pretty much wraps up today's episode. So thank you for sharing your expertise.
Oh, I'm so happy to share.
Listen, so for our audience, if you're thinking about buying a home or refinancing, remember Laura and her team at First Avenue Financial are here to help. They can guide you through the process, ensure you understand the terms, and find the financing solution that aligns best to your long-term goals. So visit their website at www.firstavenuefinancial.com or call them directory at 403-938-6888 and schedule a free consultation. Audience, we're out.